You didn't see it, but she gave you the sign, Old Stoic wisdom. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. B. Doniso Eden Arbez. If you've ever walked away from a conversation with a woman, wondering quietly to yourself, was she actually interested? Swing. The answer is more often yes than you realise. But here's the hard truth that most men don't want to hear. She gave you the sign. She sent you the green light. The problem? It wasn't loud, it wasn't obvious, and it definitely wasn't flashy. It was subtle, quick, and easy to miss. In a world that often celebrates bold gestures and loud declarations, the quiet, delicate signals are the ones that truly matter, especially if you want to build something real, something lasting. These signals are almost invisible, like a flicker in the corner of your eye, a shift in tone, a glance held a heartbeat longer than usual. They're small, but they carry a world of meaning. Today, we're going to break down the 7 tiniest blink and you'll miss it signs she was into you. Knowing these will sharpen your perception and help you tune into what she's really saying without words. Because when you learn to recognize these subtle cues, you won't just see the signs, you'll understand the message behind them. You won't miss your shot again. You'll carry with you a quiet confidence that comes from true awareness, not guesswork. And that's wisdom as old as time itself, the kind of wisdom that turns fleeting moments into lasting connections. So, are you ready? Let's dive into the subtle art of reading the signs she's giving you, even when she thinks you're not watching. 1. Her eyes did that thing, then looked away. Her eyes did that thing, then looked away, a subtle yet unmistakable signal that often goes unnoticed by many men, who may have long since lost touch with their instinctual awareness. When a woman is genuinely attracted to you, her gaze changes, but it's never the exaggerated stare you see in movies. It's quick, fleeting, almost imperceptible, yet profoundly telling. She holds your gaze just a little longer than usual before breaking away, or she might flash a brief glance at your lips mid-conversation. This isn't random or accidental. It's a primal, ancient signal etched deep into human nature. Her pupils dilate slightly, her eyes narrow in a subtle squint. These are not conscious actions, but biological responses signaling intense focus and interest. If you noticed that spark, that tiny flicker of connection in her eyes, but brushed it off as your imagination, you didn't imagine it. The truth is, you simply failed to act on it. This silent sign she gave you was a rare and precious opportunity, a wordless invitation wrapped in old Stoic wisdom that reminds us men to be vigilant, present, and ready to engage when the moment calls. Too often, in our busy lives, distracted by responsibilities, work, or self-doubt, we miss these understated clues that women send. It's easy to rationalize away that brief glance or the lingering look, telling ourselves it was nothing, or worse, that we're reading too much into it. But such signs are real, grounded in biology and psychology, and recognizing them can change the course of your relationships and life. The great Stoic philosopher Seneca once wrote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." This truth perfectly encapsulates why understanding and acting on these subtle cues is essential. You must prepare yourself not only to see the signs, but to respond with confidence and authenticity. Being prepared means more than just noticing. It means cultivating the courage to move forward when the moment presents itself, without hesitation or second-guessing. It's about trusting the ancient wisdom encoded in human behavior, wisdom that has guided countless generations before you. When you witness her eyes flicker with interest, it's a door slightly open, a rare chance to connect. But if you fail to step through, that door closes and the moment fades, often never to return. Life is full of such missed opportunities, quiet signals that go unheeded because we either doubt ourselves or are too distracted to see. Yet the men who thrive in relationships are those who learn to read these unspoken languages, who seize the moment when it presents itself. This is not merely about romance, it's about presence, awareness, and action, qualities that enrich every aspect of your life. In real life, relationships aren't built on grand gestures alone, but on recognizing and responding to small, meaningful signs. The eyes, often called the windows to the soul, communicate volumes without words. They tell stories of attraction, hesitation, interest, and invitation. To live fully and connect deeply, you must learn to read these stories and let them guide your steps. Have you ever caught that subtle signal and felt unsure how to respond? Or perhaps you missed it entirely and later regretted your silence. These experiences are universal, yet each is a lesson in the art of presence and timing. I invite you to reflect on your own encounters. What signs have you noticed but ignored? How did that affect your relationships? Sharing your stories in the comments can create a space for learning and growth, helping others to see what they might otherwise miss. As Marcus Aurelius wisely advised, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Your hesitation or doubt may feel like an obstacle, but it's also an opportunity to grow stronger and more confident. Embrace these silent signals as guides, not puzzles, and let the ancient Stoic wisdom inspire you to act boldly and authentically. In doing so, you reconnect not only with others, but with the truest parts of yourself, navigating life's complex dance with awareness, courage, and grace. Comment below to remember. Eyes speak louder. See the sign. Act bold. 2. She said your name a little differently. She said your name a little differently. This small, almost imperceptible change in how she speaks. Your name is one of the most powerful, yet criminally underrated signs a woman can give when she's interested in you. It's not just that she starts saying your name more often, it's the transformation in the way she says it that carries so much weight. Imagine the difference between a casual mention and a moment filled with intention. When a woman likes you, her voice softens around your name, it slows just a fraction, and a playful warmth seeps in, almost like a secret only you are meant to hear. She might say, "Thanks, John," or tease, "You would say that, John." But it's not the same tone she uses with her co-workers or the barista at her favourite cafe. There's a personal touch, a sense of intimacy that sets those moments apart from everyday interactions. This name-dropping isn't about formality or habit. It's an invitation, a way of saying without words, "I'm letting you in." It's an opening, a door left slightly ajar, signalling that she's giving you access to a space that few others enter. In modern life, where interactions are often hurried and distracted by screens and noise, these small signs become even more valuable. The subtle way she says your name is her way of creating a connection amid the chaos, a way of grounding the conversation in something real and meaningful. But many men miss this entirely. They hear their name but don't hear the change in tone, the softness, the playfulness, or the rhythm that signals she's engaging with more than just casual politeness. When you don't recognize this, you might as well have walked past that open door, leaving behind a moment where closeness could have blossomed. It's like standing in front of a house with the lights on inside, the door wide open, and choosing not to step in. The missed opportunity isn't just about missing a chance at romance, it's about missing a chance at genuine human connection in a world that desperately needs it. Understanding this sign requires more than just listening to the words, it demands paying attention to how those words are spoken. It's about tuning into the cadence and inflection, noticing the warmth and invitation wrapped in her voice. This is ancient wisdom wrapped in modern interaction, the subtle art of communication that doesn't shout but whispers, that invites without demanding. In a way, it's a test of your attentiveness and emotional awareness, qualities that too often get lost in today's fast-paced culture of instant gratification and surface-level exchanges. If you can train yourself to recognize and honor these moments, you not only deepen your relationship with her, but also develop a sharper sense of emotional intelligence that enriches all your interactions. This old Stoic wisdom reminds us that communication is never just about the content. It's about presence and sensitivity. The name she says differently is a signal that she's seen you, truly seen you in a way that transcends casual acquaintance. It's a nod to your uniqueness, an acknowledgement that you matter. And this recognition is something we all crave, especially as men between the ages of 35 and 70, when life often becomes busy with responsibilities and distractions. By learning to notice these subtle cues, you reconnect with the foundational human need for connection and appreciation. It's a reminder that love and interest are often conveyed through the smallest, quietest gestures that carry the weight of genuine feeling. So next time she says your name, don't let it slip by unnoticed. Pause and listen, not just to the name, but to how she says it. Feel the softness, the playfulness, the invitation hidden in that simple word. Respond to it, not with haste or dismissiveness, but with openness and curiosity. Step through the door she's opened. Walk into that space she's inviting you into, and you might find a connection that's deeper and more rewarding than you expected. In today's world, where meaningful interaction can feel rare, recognizing and honoring these subtle signs is a way to bring authenticity and warmth back into your relationships. It's an invitation to be present, to engage fully, and to embrace the rich, nuanced dance of human connection that underlies every great relationship. Don't walk past the open door, step inside, and you'll discover that sometimes the most profound communication is found in the way she says your name. 3. Her silence spoke volumes. Her silence spoke volumes. Sometimes, the loudest sign isn't found in the words she chooses to say, but in the quiet she holds when you speak. That brief pause, that thoughtful hush, is more than just a gap in conversation. It's a powerful moment where she's not merely hearing you, but fully absorbing every nuance of what you express, processing thoughts and emotions that words alone could never capture. This silence creates a sacred space, a connection that deepens without a single sound being uttered, embodying the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, which teaches us that true understanding often lies in silence rather than in speech. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The soul becomes dyed with the colour of its thoughts." And here, her silent attention is a reflection of profound respect and engagement, allowing her to truly absorb and reflect your essence. In modern life, where noise and chatter dominate communication, learning to appreciate and recognise the silent sign can transform your relationships. It teaches you patience and mindfulness, urging you to value listening as much as speaking, if not more. When you encounter such silence, do not rush to fill it. Instead, embrace it as a sign of genuine connection, an unspoken acknowledgement that what you say matters deeply to her. This is where real bonds form, beyond superficial exchanges, rooted in mutual respect and understanding. For men between 35 and 70, who may have experienced the fast pace of life and fleeting interactions, recognizing and valuing these silent moments can bring a refreshing depth to their relationships. The advice here is simple but profound. Cultivate patience, honor silence, and let it guide you to deeper connections. This silent language is not weakness or disinterest, but a profound form of engagement where listening becomes an act of love. As you reflect on this, I encourage you to share your personal experiences with silence in relationships in the comments below. Have you ever noticed a moment where silence spoke louder than words? How did it change your understanding or connection with someone? Your stories could help others learn to see the power in what's left unsaid. Comment to remember. Silence speaks the loudest. 4. She made a micro move toward you. She made a subtle, almost imperceptible move toward you. No grand gestures or obvious signals, just a barely noticeable shift, a micro movement of less than half an inch. This small action carries a weight that often goes unnoticed, but it is one of the oldest forms of communication between humans, a silent message that speaks volumes. She leaned in, not because the noise level demanded it or because the room was crowded, but simply to close the distance between you, to create a space where intimacy might begin. Her body angled toward you while she pretended to scroll on her phone, a clever disguise for what was actually a very deliberate gesture. This slight adjustment is more than casual proximity. It's an ancient human behavior rooted deeply in our evolutionary past. She's testing the chemistry between you, reducing space as a way to gauge your reaction. This is the unspoken language of attraction, the kind of interaction that bypasses words and goes straight to instinct. If you didn't lean in, if you stepped back, or simply held your ground without reciprocating, she read it as rejection. You might have thought you were neutral, that your calm composure would keep the moment open, but in truth, the absence of response closed the door. The subtle invitation was missed. The Stoics understood this deeply, the importance of reading the world not only through grand events, but through small, quiet signals. Marcus Aurelius, a paragon of Stoic wisdom, said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means the obstacles we encounter, like hesitation or fear of misreading a sign, are actually part of the path forward. When she leaned in, the challenge wasn't to recoil or hesitate, but to recognize and respond to the ancient call of connection. This lesson is crucial for men between 35 and 70, who often find themselves balancing confidence with caution, wisdom with the vulnerability of desire. Recognizing these micro-movements isn't just about romance, it's about tuning your awareness to life's subtle cues. In relationships, whether new or long-standing, it's easy to miss these quiet signals because we're conditioned to wait for the big moments, the obvious declarations, the unmistakable signs. Yet, as the old Stoic wisdom teaches, life's most meaningful moments often come wrapped in silence or subtlety, not loud fanfare. This tiny shift she made, the micro move closer, can mean everything. It is the start of a dance, a test of chemistry, a chance to build connection from the ground up. Imagine how many opportunities slip through the cracks because the signs are so subtle they're mistaken for coincidence or politeness. In real life, this means paying attention not only to what is said, but what is not said. It means understanding that intimacy begins with presence and awareness. When someone leans in, physically or emotionally, it's an invitation to engage, to meet halfway, to acknowledge the spark that might be there. This is a timeless truth, one echoed by thinkers and leaders across history. As Ralph Waldo Emerson wisely noted, the reward of a thing well done is to have done it. In this context, the reward is the connection you build by recognizing and responding to these micro-movements, by embracing the moment rather than shrinking away. The advice is clear. Practice being present in these small moments, trust your instincts, and don't dismiss the quiet signs. When you do, you open yourself to deeper connections, not just in romance, but in all areas of life. These micro-movements teach us about human nature and about ourselves. They remind us that connection is often built in the spaces between words, in the delicate balance of approach and retreat. So the next time you notice someone leaning in, physically or emotionally, don't hesitate or hold back. Lean in with them. Let your response honor that ancient dance of closeness and chemistry. Your awareness can make the difference between missed opportunity and meaningful connection. Now, I invite you to share your experiences in the comments. Have you ever noticed these subtle signs and acted on them, or perhaps missed them and regretted it? How did that moment shape your understanding of connection? Your stories enrich this conversation, helping us all to better read the quiet language of human interaction and deepen our relationships with the wisdom of those who came before us. 5. She fixed herself for you. She fixed herself for you. Have you ever caught her subtly adjusting her clothes, pulling at her sleeves, smoothing her skirt, or gently tugging at her neckline, seemingly for no apparent reason? It's easy to mistake these small movements for nervous fidgeting or insecurity, but the truth runs deeper. This isn't about self-doubt. It's what I call presentation mode, a silent, instinctive ritual triggered when a woman is genuinely attracted to someone. Her subconscious sends a quiet command to sharpen her appearance, not for a selfie, not for anyone else's eyes, but exclusively for yours. These tiny, almost imperceptible grooming gestures are a form of non-verbal communication, a way of saying, "I want you to notice me." It's like an old Stoic wisdom embedded deep in human nature, a subtle dance that has played out countless times across centuries. If she does this right after catching your glance or in the middle of a conversation, and you dismiss it as mere fidgeting, you've missed the real show. You are looking at the curtain, not the stage where the true performance unfolds. What makes this so powerful is the way these small signals operate beneath the surface of awareness. In modern life, where screens, notifications, and endless distractions dominate, it's easy to overlook the quiet language of attraction, but these subtle adjustments reveal more than words ever could. They are the hidden signs that tell you she's interested, engaged, and wants your attention. This ancient form of communication transcends time, reminding us that genuine connection often speaks in the smallest details. Recognizing these cues is more than just reading body language, it's tuning into a deeper frequency of human interaction. When you start noticing these little acts of care and presentation, you step into a different level of awareness. You learn to appreciate not just what is said, but what is implied, what is meant but left unspoken. Think about it. In a world where most people rush through interactions, glued to their phones or distracted by external noise, she is taking a moment to adjust herself, consciously or not, just for you. It's a gift, a signal wrapped in quiet confidence, and it speaks to a timeless truth that attraction is as much about presence as it is about words. For men between 35 and 70, who might have seen the ebb and flow of relationships, this understanding can be a game changer. It's a reminder to slow down, to truly observe, and to catch those fleeting moments that reveal real interest and care. Instead of missing these signs, you can learn to welcome them, respond with confidence, and nurture the connection they hint at. In practical terms, this means paying closer attention during conversations and encounters. When you notice her smoothing her skirt or adjusting her sleeves, don't shrug it off as random behavior. Instead, consider what she might be signaling beneath the surface. Is she subtly saying she wants to look her best for you? Is she trying to draw your attention without saying a word? The wisdom here is to meet these signals with your own awareness and intention. Respond not just with words, but with presence. Show that you see her, not just the outward gesture, but the meaning behind it. This is the modern application of ancient wisdom, understanding that attraction isn't always loud and obvious. Often it's quiet, subtle, and deeply meaningful. Moreover, these small signs offer a mirror to how we engage with others in everyday life. They remind us that the power of connection lies in noticing the details, appreciating the effort, and valuing the unspoken language that flows between people. In an era dominated by quick swipes and instant messages, taking the time to read these silent cues can transform your interactions. It brings a sense of mindfulness to relationships, encouraging you to slow down and be fully present. This kind of presence is magnetic. It shows confidence, respect, and genuine interest. When you combine this with your own awareness, you create a powerful dynamic that goes beyond surface-level attraction. To put it simply, fixing herself for you is more than just a habit. It's an invitation. It's a sign that she values your attention and wants to connect on a deeper level. By recognizing and honoring this, you're not only tuning into her, but also tapping into a timeless wisdom about how humans relate to each other. You learn that attraction is a dance of subtle cues and mutual recognition, a conversation without words that has been unfolding for millennia. So next time you notice those slight adjustments, don't dismiss them or focus on what's obvious. Instead, look beyond the curtain and see the performance, the quiet, powerful communication that says, "I want you to see me." This understanding enriches your relationships and reminds you that in the midst of a noisy, distracted world, the oldest signs of connection still hold the most meaning. 6. She slipped and tried to recover. She slipped, a fleeting moment that most men would overlook, but you didn't. That slip was gold. It was a crack in the armor, a glimpse behind the carefully constructed walls she built around herself. She said something she didn't mean to say, something raw, unfiltered, and honest, before her mind hit rewind and pulled her back. "I usually don't like guys like you." A phrase that sounds like dismissal on the surface, but beneath it pulses the truth she never wanted to reveal. It's not rejection. It's fascination disguised as resistance. She's telling you, without knowing she is, that you've broken through the noise. That subconscious part of her, the one she can't control, just gave you a sign. If you heard something off, something out of character, if she got flustered, laughed it off nervously, or stumbled over her words, that was no accident. That was your moment. You just missed it because you weren't ready to see it. The ancient wisdom of the Stoics teaches us that the real world is often hidden beneath the surface, behind the masks people wear. Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." That slip, the hesitation, the nervous laugh, that is your way. In modern life, distractions flood every second, and everyone rushes to speak louder and move faster. But the strongest men are those who see deeper, who hear what's unsaid. This is a lesson in power and presence. You must sharpen your senses like a blade, attune your mind to catch the signals others miss, to read the unspoken language of desire. When a woman inadvertently reveals herself, that moment isn't a random quirk. It's an invitation, not an invitation to guess, hesitate, or doubt, but to act. Remember the words of Sun Tzu. Victorious warriors win first and then go to war, while defeated warriors go to war first and then seek to win. The victory is already yours. The sign was given. The question is, will you claim it? Will you move forward with the power of certainty? Or will you let doubt steal the moment and let it slip away forever? You must be the man who commands his destiny, who sees the unseen and hears the unheard. This is not about luck or chance. It is about mastering yourself, mastering the moment, and seizing the silent signals with unwavering confidence. Life rewards decisiveness. Hesitation breeds regret. You don't get a second chance at a first impression, but you do get the chance to rise above hesitation and seize the signs when they come. Think of it like this. Every time she stumbles over a word or smiles nervously, she's handing you the keys to unlock her interest. But if you fail to recognize it, you leave those doors closed, forever wondering, what if? The fear of missing out is real, and it's a call to action. You either grasp the opportunity or let it vanish. That's why this moment, this subtle slip, matters more than you realize. It's the quiet battlefield where men prove their worth, where warriors distinguish themselves from boys. This is the power of awareness, the power of presence, the power of mastery over your own perception. Take it seriously, because the modern world is ruthless to those who wait. It rewards those who act boldly and decisively. This is your call to rise, to own the room, to command respect, to read the signs others miss, to live not as a follower of chance, but as a master of fate. The old Stoics didn't leave us vague ideas. They left us blueprints for dominance, clarity, focus, and relentless action. Don't just hear the words, feel them. Don't just recognize the moment, own it. This is the difference between men who succeed and men who wonder why they fail. So here is what I want from you. Like, if you're ready to sharpen your instincts, comment one word that defines your power and subscribe to become part of a brotherhood that understands the unspoken rules of attraction and influence. Remember, the sign was given. The truth slipped through the cracks. Now it's your move. You don't chase, you command. You don't hesitate, you dominate. This is the mark of the true man, the man who sees the unseen and turns subtle signs into undeniable victories. Don't miss your chance again. The sign is yours. Take it, own it, live it. 7. She smiled after the moment passed. She smiled after the moment had passed. This is where the subtlety of old Stoic wisdom quietly unveils itself, demanding your full attention. You said something, perhaps casual or meaningful, and she didn't smile immediately. Instead, her reaction came a beat later, a delayed smile that wasn't triggered simply by your words, but by you. This isn't just a laugh or a quick grin responding to humour. It's a deeper, more profound signal, a silent yet powerful sign of emotional connection. That slight pause before the smile is her mind and heart still lingering in the shared moment, processing not only what you said, but how it made her feel about you. If you noticed the smile but looked away too soon or failed to mirror it, you didn't just miss a fleeting expression. You missed her emotional connection locking in with yours in real time. This is one of those moments men often overlook, distracted by the surface of conversation or their own thoughts, but it carries immense meaning beneath. As the Stoics remind us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Here, her smile is more than a reaction to words. It's a reaction to your presence, your energy, your authenticity. It quietly says, "I like that." Not just, "That was funny." It's a delicate, tender admission that you have moved her emotionally, even if she doesn't speak it aloud. This kind of subtle communication transcends mere language. It is the art of reading between the lines and tuning into the emotional undercurrent that flows beneath our everyday interactions. Real connection is rarely loud or obvious, often is found in these tiny, fleeting moments of recognition and resonance. The delay in her smile is a pause, a moment where she gathers her feelings, where emotions surface gently but unmistakably. It's a sign that she's still there, still engaged with you on a level deeper than words. Unfortunately, in the rush of modern life, many of us miss these moments, too impatient or distracted to notice what's happening beneath the surface. Yet wisdom lies in stillness and attention. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, advised us to be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. Be that firm, steady presence who sees the subtle signs, who understands that true connection is forged not in grand gestures or loud declarations, but in quiet, meaningful acknowledgements, those soft smiles and lingering looks that follow the spoken word. This smile is a door opening to something much deeper, emotional resonance, a shared space where trust and understanding begin to grow organically. And that is precisely where you want to be if you seek real intimacy or genuine connection. The advice here is straightforward but profound. Slow down, pay attention, and engage with these moments fully. Don't dismiss the delayed smile as a trivial afterthought or a mere social nicety. Instead, respond by mirroring her smile, holding her gaze, and silently affirming that you see her, not just the words she says, but the feelings she carries. When you do this, you invite a genuine connection, one grounded in emotional presence rather than superficial exchange. This lesson transcends romantic encounters. It's a universal truth applicable to all relationships. In your daily life, whether with friends, family, or colleagues, noticing these delayed smiles and subtle reactions can transform the quality of your connections. It teaches patience, empathy, and the power of being truly present in the moment. Carl Jung, one of the most profound psychologists, once said, "The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." That transformation often begins in moments like these, the quiet, unspoken acknowledgements that happen after the initial spark. These are the emotional cues that let us know we are truly seen and understood. Think about your own experiences, times when a delayed smile or subtle glance shifted the dynamic between you and someone else. Those moments are worth noticing and cultivating because they are the building blocks of trust and emotional intimacy. So, I invite you now to share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. Have you ever caught a delayed smile from someone that changed how you felt? How did you respond? What did it teach you about connection and presence? Your insights not only enrich this conversation, but help all of us grow as emotionally intelligent men who understand the importance of subtle, soulful communication. Remember, true connection is not just about what is said, it's about what is felt and silently communicated in those delicate moments that often go unnoticed. Don't let those moments slip by unnoticed. Learn to recognize and cherish them because they hold the key to deeper relationships and a richer emotional life. 8. Her voice dropped. and so did her guard. You didn't see it, but she gave you the sign. Her voice dropped, and so did her guard. This is no accident, no random shift in tone. This is ancient wisdom etched deep in biology, in the unspoken language of desire that men throughout history have struggled to understand but must learn to master. When a woman's interest ignites, her voice changes. It softens, slows, becomes breathier. Her words stretch, linger. She talks as if she wants time to stop, as if she's savouring the moment. This is not some act or performance. It is her body speaking truth in a code older than language itself, a signal rooted in primal chemistry and human connection. So pay attention. When she drops her voice talking to you, then switches back to normal with others, this is not mere flirtation. It is a deliberate, unmistakable message, a clear go-ahead flashing like a green light in the dark. And what do so many men do? They freeze, they hesitate, they leave it on read, missing their chance. The ancient Stoics taught us to seize the moment. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." The good man is the one who sees the signal, who understands the power in that softened voice, who knows that desire is a rare commodity and hesitancy is its enemy. In today's world of distractions, where attention spans are short and chances fleeting, the ability to read and act on these signs separates the winners from the passive observers. Desire waits for no one. The woman's softened tone is her invitation, her silent command for you to step forward and lead. Ignoring it is giving away your power, surrendering your destiny to doubt and hesitation. Understand this: life rewards decisiveness. The great philosopher Seneca said, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." You have been prepared by experience. Now the opportunity is hers. Are you ready to take it? This is not just about attraction. It's about mastery over yourself, mastery over your fate. When she lowers her voice, she's offering a rare glimpse behind the walls. She's telling you she trusts you with her vulnerability, her interest, her desire. To ignore that is to betray the silent bond being forged in that moment. This is a call to action, a challenge to rise above the noise of everyday distractions and distractions within your own mind. Own your instincts. Command your presence. Move with the confidence of a man who recognizes what is at stake and what is on offer. Because every moment you hesitate, the signal fades, the chance diminishes, and the moment becomes another story of what could have been. The message is clear, repeated in countless ways throughout history. The man who acts when given the sign claims his power, his worth, and his life. The man who hesitates forfeits it all. So here's the truth you need to internalize. When her voice drops, she's not just flirting. She's handing you the keys to a door only few are brave enough to open. Don't let fear, doubt, or overthinking steal your victory. Embrace that moment like a warrior stepping onto the battlefield, knowing the prize is within reach. This is your invitation to lead with strength, clarity, and unwavering purpose. It's your chance to turn a fleeting signal into a lifelong story of triumph. The world is watching, but more importantly, so is she. Will you rise to the occasion or fade into the background? Don't just be a man who waits. Be a man who acts, who commands, who conquers. Like this message, if you're ready to never miss the sign again, comment on your promise to own your power and subscribe for more hard truths that sharpen your edge and fuel your ascent. Because in the game of life, he who masters the signs masters the game. Will you be that man? 9. She mirrored your small habits without realizing it. She mirrored your small habits without even realizing it. Maybe she shifted her posture to align with yours, or echoed a phrase or gesture so subtly you almost missed it. This unconscious mimicry isn't accidental. It's her silent way of saying, "I'm with you." It's comfortable. It's a connection. It's the body speaking when words fall short. The ancient Stoic Epictetus reminds us, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Mirroring is listening at the deepest level, a physical echo that tells you emotional synchronization is happening beneath the surface, a powerful signal that she feels aligned with you. In modern life, where distractions are endless and real connection rare, recognizing these subtle signs becomes your greatest advantage. You must become a master observer, attuned not just to what is said, but how it is expressed. The strongest men don't force communication. They become the communication, matching energy, pace, and movement, creating a silent bond that others miss. This is the language of influence, the ancient art of presence. If you see her mirroring you, it means you've created a space where she feels safe, understood, and drawn in. It's your invitation to step forward with confidence and clarity to deepen the connection with decisive action. This is the moment to trust your instincts and lead with authority, because hesitation here is lost opportunity. As Sun Tzu said, opportunities multiply as they are seized. So seize this one. Own it. Mirror her back with your presence, your intention, your strength. Like if you're ready to master the art of connection. Comment with one word that shows your power. Subscribe to learn the silent signs that transform ordinary encounters into extraordinary relationships. Don't miss the sign, because when she mirrors you, the game is on, and the next move is yours to command.